pretty wet and rainy, miserable day here in Adelaide. There's not really much you can do outside, so we're going to spend the day in the kitchen. We're going to make a classic Caesar salad here. We're going to make our dressing from scratch. Croutons, bacon, a poached egg on top. Let's get it. The first thing we're going to start by doing is making our mayonnaise. We're just going to separate one egg. We're only using the egg yolk today. So let's get our yolk in there. Now we're going to go with a little splash of red wine vinegar. A little splash of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to go with about half a teaspoon of Dijon. I'm going to use my trusty Bellini mixer just with the one mixer in there. And I'm using vegetable oil today. So first I'm just going to give this a little bit of a mix on low speed. Okay, let's try that now. Oh, that's much better. And I've got a little bit of lemon juice here. Get that in. And we'll give that a mix. I'm just going to transfer this into a mixing bowl and make it a little bit easier. What we're going to do now is add about 1/3 of a cup of grated Parmesan. So let's go ahead and grate that Parmesan. Add that to our dressing. Get our nice thick Caesar dressing there. Let's move on to the second step of our homemade Caesar salad, and we're going to need some croutons. So I've just got some old bread here. I'm just going to cut off the crusts. You could use a nice crusty Italian bread for this. Then we're just going to dice these into little squares, and we're going to put them in our bowl. A little bit of salt. That's dried chopped parsley. You can surely use fresh parsley with that. And we can add some grated Parmesan to that as well. And lastly, we're just going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We're just going to use our hands to give that a good mix. Just get a touch more olive oil in there. Just going to set that aside, give my hands a wash, and we're going to move on to the bacon. Just going to remove that rind. So cut it into squares. Okay, so we'll just get that bacon in. Right, so we're just getting some nice colour on this bacon. We probably don't want it to go too much further than that. Just going to shift this to another bowl, and in the same pan, we're going to stick those croutons in there. We're going to keep an eye on those. That's on a medium-high heat. We're going to continue to toss them around until they're nice and crisp. They're nice and golden there. Just give one of those a taste. Just going to add another little touch of salt in there. And another twist of black pepper. Now we're going to move on to the cos lettuce. Just going to cut those brown edges off. The last thing we need to do before we can put this all together is get a poached egg on. So I'm just going to add to the water a little dash of plain white vinegar. And we're going to let that come to the boil. So we're just going to mix this. We're going to drop our eggs in. So we've got our cos, and let's get that beautiful crispy bacon in there. Those crunchy croutons. Some of our Caesar dressing that we made earlier. Let's give that a mix. Let's check those eggs. Right, those eggs are ready. Just going to salt them. Now one more thing I like to do is add a little bit of shaved Parmesan to this. So I'm just going to shave some of the Parmesan in there. And I'm going to actually add a little bit more of the dressing. We want this nice and creamy. So I've got my 2 serving bowls right here. Let's add our eggs on top. And let's dig in. If you like outdoor videos, camping, fishing, 4-wheel drive, you can catch me on my other channel, Out and About SA, or at Jimmy V6361. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.